Okay, now we're definitely live. Hello and welcome to another episode of Candlekeep Mysteries. We are the Rollers of Fate, and back again to continue their adventure are the wonderful players Luke, Andy, Ross, and Matthew. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, and as always, my co-DM, Cisco Blanco.
Yo.
Unfortunately, we are missing David today, but we hope that he will be able to join us later in the game. But until then, Cisco will be playing David's character, Dorothy. Before we jump into tonight's game, we just want to go over a few announcements. Those who are new to the stream and have not watched our previous episodes, they can go check us out on our Twitch channel and on our YouTube channel at rollers_of_fate, where you can find all our previous games, including the Curse of Strahd campaign that we air on Sunday, Dining in Barovia, and is DM'd by Cisco. Those who want to send us a fan art, please send it to our Gmail account, rollersoffatednd@gmail.com. And finally, we have a Twitter channel, which is rollers_of_fate_dnd, where you can catch up on our up-to-date news and on our game and D&D related news. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it, so we can jump straight into the game. So let us see what mysteries shall be revealed today. Alright.
Stab, assholes, come on! God damn it. So angry.
One day. One day.
One day, right? It's gonna happen.
Alright. Okay. Does the age of a book derive its importance? Do older words have more impact on one's thoughts? At what time do they consider a book too valuable to be kept by commoner's hand? When does it hide behind the emerald door? The party in search for Maitreya's found themselves trapped in a magical mansion, which soon they discovered was owned by a mage known as Fistandia. As they search room by room, they are assaulted by the creatures and objects left behind in this magical place. Undead walking hands, a toad disguised as a quizet, a tadpole that Perimin attempted to befriend, and a mimic chair that gobbled up Aki's clothes. They discovered that the only way out was on books which have letters on their spine. They continue their search room by room and currently find themselves confronted by fairy dragons. One has been dispatched, while the other has transformed Aki into a red cat. And this is where we will pick up the story today. Alright. Huh! Okay, now we are on the map. We find ourselves in the Arboretum, and there are trees and vegetation growing on the ground. However, there is one fairy dragon on the opposite side who is currently engaged by the rest of the party. But we begin our turn order, or start, with Aki the cat, who is currently just by the door. What would you like to do?
I'm aware of who's friend and who's foe in the situation, although I'm not me. So I wonder if it's even conceivable for me to try and close this distance and attack that dragon. I rather imagine that that's the only instinct in my head. So just looking at cat stats, which is not something I thought I would say. I would like to move across the room and try and go for this, have a go at this horrible little beast.
All right.
That seems to be having a go at all my mates. So
All right.
I have no idea how I roll for
Your
attack
speed
on a
is
cat.
40,
Ooh.
so you have quite a bit of a speed walking. And you
Okay.
can just roll a d20 plus 0. And it's one
Like up here,
point of damage on a hit.
I roll a d20. Let's see how this goes. Roll to everyone. Oh, that was a 10 that came up for me. It didn't come up in there, but I'll figure out why that was. But I rolled a 10.
A 10 does not hit. The dragon looks at
guessing
you
cat.
like with his face, like.
Oh, a cat's fighting a dragon. There's no way this is going to end well.
I think cats only get the one attempt. There's not a multi-attack, I think. In which case, I imagine that about does it. And since cats, well, are cats and are famously uninterested in everybody but themselves, I will donder back off in this direction again with a little bit more of my movement just away from them and go and sit in the corner and observe.
Yeah,
And that ends
cool.
my turn.
All right. And as you move away, it is now the fairy dragon's turn.
All right. The fairy dragon will.
Oh, no.
Will try to see roll a d6 for no reason at all. And didn't roll very well, so he will. He will move towards the nearest target. You'll see him flying like. And he will look at Halfling Pereling with his wings extended, and he will try to bite him.
Cisco, do I get an attack of opportunity as he floats away?
You do.
Yes, you do, actually. I was thinking that we established that you were outside the window. I couldn't remember.
He broke
if
the
we
window,
broke
though.
it.
The window is broken. Yeah.
Okay. So then in that case, if you guys let me go back, I will have attacked you just easier. Rather than I was thinking that the window was still there. Yeah, no, come on.
That's
No,
meta
it's-
As a DM, I'll just say you've moved away. So let's just see what happens. So yeah, Bruce, go ahead, go attack.
Bruce is just like, ha, I get attack of opportunity. Wait, no, that's not fair. Ah!
Damn it.
That
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That
Alright.
hits the dragon. Is that 12 points of damage?
Yeah, it does it automatically. Unless I roll a natural one, I don't get any damage popping up.
All right. So if you inflict 12 points of damage to the dragon as you hit it, will you describe to us how you terminate the dragon?
As he starts to fly away, Bruce is like, no, and swings his maul and just down top of it, breaks its back, and Bruce looks at disconsolate like, I don't understand. I so wanted to kill you, but I just couldn't get angry. I've never had this problem before. I swear it's never happened.
Oh no.
Oh,
On his
God.
last second, the dragon swears something to you in a language you don't understand, but you can see on his face that he's swearing.
Yeah,
as he
Aki
falls.
speaks Draconic.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard enough draconic
I
swearing from
understand
Aki.
that.
I've heard enough draconic swearing from Aki that Bruce knows he's been told go fuck yourself. So he goes, "Oh yeah, you're the one who's dead though. Fuck you."
Nice.
All right.
All right.
Give me 1 second. All right. So, as the fairy dragon is destroyed, Aki, you transform back into your normal self.
Woo! That was weird. How's everyone? What happened?
I look at the dead dragons and I say, fucking vermins.
I agree. I hate this place. I hate everything about it. I hate the things that live here. I hate the people who own the place. I hate the stuff we're standing on, the floor. Did I say I hate this place?
I think it's a bit clearer that you're feeling toward the place, mate. Also, can I ask a question? Did I see Bruce at all, or did I just see his maul go through the wall?
From where you're standing?
Obvious.
Yeah.
You see, it is a glass, so he's broken the glass.
Right,
So
okay.
you do see him.
Just making sure Brent doesn't have to worry about just random weapons coming from walls. A lot of weird stuff's happened.
Don't worry, I'm not the one who shoots fireballs at people.
Anyway, does anyone know if there's any other threat? Because if not, I'd like to go grab the dagger I threw earlier. And
I am not weighing in on what's a threat in this room. I don't think I have an excellent compass for that.
Aki is the threat.
fair enough.
Only my accuracy.
I'd like to,
admittedly, like, we both know I've never done this in anger before. These things come to me when I need them, and that was the first time. I got carried away. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, you're saying you didn't do that last one in anger? Shit.
Not at you.
Oh, well, I feel so much better.
I look at the dragon and I want to check if it's edible.
Wait, no, I want to skin them, and then you can have the meat. Wait, how about we both skin them? Can you help me?
It's not enough for a new shirt, my friend.
I take up the knife.
If we skin both of them, there might be. Perriman, good sir, would you kindly help me skin the little fuckers?
I
Would be
take
enough
up
for a
my
new
knife and I get ready to skin the little shit.
All right. I guess give me a survival or sleight of hand.
Would you like us both to roll, or do you want one of us to assist the other and give them
It's-
advantage?
That's up to you. Who do you want? Do you want to separately roll or?
What is your survival?
It's 4.
Yeah, you do it.
Okay.
So I assist him.
Woo!
Nice.
I'll do it again though. I should click to the roll advantage though.
Yeah.
Oh, quick at 19.
A 19. All right. You managed to easily skin these creatures. You realize their kind of interior and the blood is obviously not of the same kind of variation that you get of the red in the material plane. As being fake creatures, they have this kind of purplish, kind of oozy blood. But you managed to get both of them, and you now have two what are they called?
I'm putting fairy dragon skin times 2.
Yeah, very good dragon skin times 2, yeah. You could say.
Okay, I'd like to check for parts, something that like horns, teeth, eyes, heart, blood, like get some blood, like ask people for maybe a vial or something if they have anything on them.
Could I let my survival check on that roll so I can give Perriman what he's looking for? Or
Yeah.
does he have to do it separately?
No, that's fine. You rolled high enough, and you can acquire. I will say you acquire 4 teeth, fairy dragon teeth. You said eyes, sure.
Mhm.
The eyes were pretty much intact, so you can say 4 eyes as well. What else did you want from that?
Memento.
The
Like
blood?
blood, but I would need a vial for that or something to put it in.
Yeah. So currently you don't have any vials, but someone does have vials, so you can ask that if you can definitely get that as well.
Anyone have vials? I need the blood.
Sorry, friends.
Anyone anything?
Dorothy will say that she kept from her healing potion. I believe she had one earlier on that she took. So she'll pass it. Yeah, of course. Take this one, little one.
Okay, I take the vial and try to like the
Oh,
dragon.
I think I drank one the last session as well, so you get a couple of vials for you.
Yeah. The vial, I'll say you only get one because the other one had just they're small, tiny creatures, so you only fill up one vial.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right.
So 4 teeth, 4 eyes, and a vial of fairy dragon blood.
All right.
So I've just given them all to Perriman. I'm not taking any of that. I just want the skins.
All right.
No,
Just-
I put it in my inventory.
Just want to ask you guys: do you guys now have like grayed areas on your map that you've kind of walked to, or something like
No.
No, it's all jet black. Can't see a thing.
Did you turn on Fog of War for us?
that? I
So I
did.
could-
It might have bugged out, like Cisco said before.
Oh, I have a request. Can you make Perriman's token a bit smaller because he's a halfling to like indicate it?
Yeah, you could do that.
Like a bit smaller.
While everyone's taking and looting dragon bodies, I did go over to where I threw my knife, pick it up, and then ask if anyone needs healing at all. I think I threw it over here or
Point
something.
out Bruce.
Well, before you do anything, save some of your energy. I did ask the 2, I don't know what the fuck they were, about getting us some good stuff, something will give us a bit of pep. So I want to see what that does first. Oh, by the way, Bryn, I'm gonna get a bit more mileage out of my mole than I am this magic axe. So I think you should have it, since you can use it one-handed with a shield.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I was having a think about it while caving in the spine of that little fucker.
Right, thank you. I'll
You're
I'll
very, very
definitely
welcome.
use it.
It's a +1 silver battle axe, and it's magic.
Okay.
I'll just remove it from my inventory. Oh, sure.
Thanks, I'll have that now.
I swing at someone. Sorry.
So I can use this one-handed.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Battle axe, like a longsword.
Oh, cool. I will keep that in mind. I don't need to attune to it, do I?
I don't know. I
No, I
would have
don't.
had it long enough to attune to it anyway. So
Yeah.
No, you don't need to
Right.
attune to this weapon.
yeah.
Cool.
Above game, I just figured you might get more mileage out of me because with rage, I can still boost my attack. a little
Yeah,
bit
no
further,
worries.
so. And
Yeah,
I
no
don't,
worries.
I don't see Brucey boy taking a shield when he can just block blows with his tricep meat.
Yeah. But no. Awesome, cool.
I look around the room and I ask, did we go upstairs? There's an upstairs. We didn't go upstairs.
We have not. I'd like to go and check out the kitchen.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I think we should make sure
There
we
is
find
an-
these spots soon.
There is an observatory we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, exactly. Someone pointed that out.
Well, let's get some food. See what it does first. Maybe take a short rest, Tom. Did I mention
There
how
you go.
much I hate this place?
Yeah,
Oh, no, I see
I
it.
think so.
It's working.
Yeah.
Fog of War
Yeah.
is working.
Great, good stuff.
Aki walks into this room and kicks the mimic once more for his coat. Comes back out.
Hamish 1, Hamish 2. How you doing? All right. There's your good boys.
Point of order. I don't think these are cats, Bruce.
Well, they haven't assaulted me or set me on fire or tried to kill me yet. So I'm gonna ride my luck a bit longer.
I didn't do that when I was a cat.
No.
I think this might be who we're looking for. They're just cats now.
As you
Maybe.
step
Happens.
into Pyramid, as you step into the room and you go
Yeah.
into that room, you immediately cue in, and both Coriander, they're like, "What are you doing? Get out of that room! It's not your room. Get out!"
That's not what
I'm just looking for my cloak that I gave you to fix. All right.
You look a bit sour. You want some sugar?
I've got your cloak. I do still have.
Damn
I
it.
think I've still got the cloak. I've still got the cloak.
You do.
Someone, I gave
Yeah.
it to someone, right?
Yeah, and I pull out the cloak and hand it over. A little sour that now he has a cloak and I don't.
When you quickly walked into that room and looked around, it was like a what are they called? Like a pantry. It had vegetables and flour and all sorts of like preserved meats and stuff like that. All dry goods
Okay.
in the
Okay.
to sustain the household was in there.
Just want to ask the players. I gave someone the cloak. It was Bruce that I gave the cloak to, right?
As I recall, I think I gave it back because Bruce was like, "No, it's fine. It's a bit small for me." So
I gave it to someone. Who the fuck? I don't remember. Was it?
Someone picked it
You
up,
might have-
and someone picked it up for you, and
Yeah.
I think it might
That
have,
was me.
and
Yeah.
I think Bryn said that you can wear his clothes, but you said that was too small. Bruce.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, keep the cloak. Keep the cloak.
Bruce just cutting about without a shirt on because it was blown to bits. So
Pretty much.
Yeah.
As you
And
return
Look
to
at that six pack.
you return in,
Aki's got a very Britney Spears, very short coat. Admittedly torn or burned now, but it's very short. And he looks very upset about this.
all right. As you find yourself in this room, a little bit of time has passed. Let's say 10 minutes have definitely passed. And as Bruce, you come in and he goes, Coriander, do you have the stuff that you made? Why don't you give it to him?
Yeah, I think so. Which one?
We made 2, right?
Yeah, two. Yeah, we made 2.
Is it in here? I'm gonna go get it. And you see him kind of move into the room that Perriman went into, and after like maybe a couple of minutes, he comes back out, and you see these 2 delicious pies. Yeah, this will help.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Bruce will split the pie into pieces so everyone can we share the food.
I was going to ask about that. I didn't think it was going to happen.
As you start splitting it, it's like, it won't work like that. You need to have a pie each. Well, we could only make 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too. That's a bit sus.
Why not?
Homunculus is sus.
My insight's
Out of the
horrible, why
airlock.
not?
What does it show? It didn't roll a 1. What the fuck is showing me D&D Beyond? There you go.
I'll take that. 16.
There you go.
All right, Bruce
Nice.
and Bryn, both of yous. When he says he's only made 2, and you have to eat it all. I mean, he's not lying. He's giving you the food and stuff like that. But then it clicks into your head that when you're consuming a potion or something, you can't share the potion out. It won't have that same effect. So whatever they've given you is probably that's why they're training you to eat it for.
Okay. Upon that check, Bruce goes, seems legit, and just tucks in.
All right, as
Oh man.
as Aki watches in disgust because he's so hungry.
He's already eaten. Why is he still hungry?
As you finish the pie, roll 2d4 plus 2,
2d4 plus 2.
and you have the second pie, which is whoever you want to give it to.
I'm full.
Oh, it's just kind of sitting there. He's just like, you guys can go help yourself. I'm not going to choose who gets that.
And if you can have a time, I'm fine.
I look at Bruce and I point at him.
Well, I rolled a 9 for the first pie.
All right.
Good.
You feeling any better after that, bro?
Let me just check, Mr. God. Is it 9 hit points or is it 9 of something else?
No, it's 9 hit points. You came back.
I feel much better. I can't seem to get angry though. I don't understand.
Does anyone have this too? Of them? Pyramid asks.
You want more stew? Yeah, we've got more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put some on a plate. I'm gonna share it with Aki, and I look at the homunculi.
Maybe we should rest for the day. I know we've been here for a while and time is a bit odd, but I think it'd probably be best before
Let me
we
break
do any more
this down
traveling.
to you. This dude that we're looking for has been gone for weeks. He says he's been here for about 8 hours. We go to sleep for 8 hours. You know what happens.
Make a history check, Pyramid.
Okay. So I have to remember if I remember.
I know.
Well-
I thought he was only gone for a few days.
Well,
But we'll find out in a second.
As Bruce says that to you, you go. It jogs your memory again. He said that he's only been gone for a couple of hours, but outside, well, he says that he's been gone for a few days.
Yeah, but we've been here for...
You've been in here for,
Yeah.
I'll say, it's coming up to 3 hours now.
Yeah, so add another 8.
well, how about? I think we may all need the rest because if you think about it, we've been trapped here against our will.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask them for some compensation, a bit more than what they were offering to pay us anyway.
Out of character, can I have a voucher, please?
I like the way you think, holy man.
I try and think as best as possible.
A really good coat. If we get a little bit more money, I can get a better coat.
Well, didn't they say there was a tailor's in the place in the keep?
I remember some mention of that.
I can't remember a tailor, but I mean, our time costs money, so we should get a compensation. I agree. It's not fair.
Damn, Dorothy! Anyone tell your voice sounds sexy?
Jesus.
It's like something happened in the last 10 minutes, and I don't know.
I don't know. That's this place, I guess.
It is true. You do sound a bit
Bastard.
different. Do you have a bit of a cold or something?
Yes, I think so. Just this place.
Right. Well, I don't want to get sick either. Maybe I don't know.
I
I'll let you outside.
suggest we go sleep outside. I'm gonna chop up the wood that we have out there, like the table and the mimic chair, and burn that shit. So we have a flame.
Stop. Don't burning or breaking. This is not your house. Just go to the study. You have plenty of room. You can
Oh
relax
no,
there.
I definitely will not destroy it. Don't worry about it. It's just a joke. And I leave the room and I go out to the porch area.
Cumin, coriander.
Yeah.
Of a little question.
All right. Yeah. How can we help?
What will we find upstairs?
No. I think we mentioned before. No.
Yeah, I'm talking like what kinds of people, chop in the background, will we find upstairs? And I would like an honest answer, please.
Well, there's no one here apart from you all.
Upstairs. Who or what will we find upstairs? And I'd like to roll intimidate, please.
Oh, go ahead.
Do I have to roll any saves that make me die if I fail because I chopped up some chair?
You know.
Critical injury, axe in the toe.
Who the fuck knows, dude?
As you try to intimidate him with your presence and stuff like that, you see Cumin fly up to your head height, and he goes, "Like I said to you, there's no one else. It's just you in this place."
Fine, someone else deal with them. By the way, thank you for the pie. That was delicious, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
You'll find the planetarium with the stars. Yeah, but they're not people. They're stars.
There is a bedroom upstairs. You can go and sleep there if you want. It's a comfy bed.
Yeah.
That sounds
Coriander.
fantastic.
I hear someone is bunking in the next room.
Let's go check it out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Leave
check
that
it
to us. We'll sort it out. We've taken up as much of your time as possible. And I'll go out and kind of just tell Paramin to
Oh.
keep it down.
Oh no.
Hey!
Oh, no, wrong room.
Hey, what are you doing? Stop breaking
Keep
the
it
chair!
down.
Cumin, coriander. Did I say that your pie was delicious? Look over here, please. Did I say that it was delicious?
You can't do that.
I scream it, it's the mimic, there was a mimic here. It's the mimic. And I point at the pile like it's about to burn, and it's like, it's the mimic. He attacked me.
Don't burn in it. You can't burn. It's not good. You're gonna burn the
that's
place
not
down.
good.
Left unattended, Aki has gone into the pantry.
Perfection.
They don't
Beautiful.
seem hostile, but they're pretty upset with what you attempting to burn chairs and stuff like that.
It's the mimic.
You're burning the chair.
There's no chair. It's a mimic. It's sus.
Cumin, coriander. Did you know there was a mimic living in your house?
What?
There was a mimic.
What are you
There was a
talking
mimic.
about?
There was a mimic. It chewed up my friend Eki. There's also been some fairy dragons. There's also been a vicious tadpole with fucking teeth.
I
Oh.
told you not to mess with the dragons, but you didn't listen.
I look at the homunculi and I say, "What dragons? Do you see any dragons here anymore?"
Oh, they're gone?
Bruce looks side to side and hides the skins
I'd
he's
like
got
to
packed away.
intimidate them. I'd like to intimidate them, like with that, just like, "Hey, look, you
Yeah.
can't bullshit us."
Roll the intimidation check.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, bitch, sit down.
Yes. You don't mess with crazy.
You see him kind of fly back to where Coriander is, and then he'll just be like, well, good riddance. They were annoying anyway. Let's go back into the kitchen, Coriander.
Yeah, let's cook something. This is boring me. Let's go.
Hey, why is this open? Oi! Hey!
Oh, what the hell was that noise?
If you want us to cook something up, we can cook something up for you. It's not a problem.
Close it. Let's close the door.
Yeah, let's close the door. The door closes behind you, Aki.
Hey, did anyone see Aki? Where's he gone? Aki!
I think he went to go see if there's any more of those pies.
Is he on
I've
mute?
got...
Is he not just saying it?
Aki doesn't even notice the door closed behind him.
Aki! I'll have a pie.
Oh. Okay. Can I open the door from the inside?
Nope.
Yeah,
Make
it's,
a roll.
yeah, it opens. It
roll-
opens. No, no,
roll.
it's fine. It's fine.
Roll.
It opens.
Okay. So I come out looking a great deal happier. Admittedly, still a little dumb looking with the short coat, and the walking stick, with the quarterstaff with a huge gash in it, but crumbs falling all over my face, and I'm very happy.
It's okay. You can eat. There's plenty
Great.
of a carrot. Yeah.
Not anymore. There's no
What? You ate all the carrots? Let me go check. And then
carrots.
he goes inside, closes the door.
Aki, I think we should leave the kitchen. Hamish 1, Hamish 2, follow me, please.
He steps back out, and he goes, "No, we still got plenty."
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Worry. Plenty of food.
Question to the M's. This is the door where I died to the broom almost.
That's
Yeah?
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
The door is closed right now. Yeah.
It's closed. Yeah.
Yeah, keeping the miasma in.
I'm going in here.
Out
Hello.
of interest, who was the most beaten up aside from me?
Probably Perriman. Actually,
I'm
how's
full.
Dorothy is looking pristine, pretty much.
Miss Dorothy, would you like some pie?
I'm okay. I don't think pie is my thing. It's not
Oh.
good for the fig.
You're taking a bit of a hit there. This will fix you right up.
I mean, I've only lost a couple of blood drops. That's all.
Oh, well, I'll just stick it in my bag and hope it doesn't go rotten.
All right.
Yeah, why don't we keep it just in case?
Magic pie.
Yeah. We should probably go. We should probably go follow the little one.
All right.
See what
Perry.
he's doing.
Has he disappeared?
Mm.
Yes, he's trouble. We better follow him.
Perriman, as you enter
Yes.
into that room, let me
Roll a
describe.
wisdom check.
What you see are tall shelves filled with books line the wall of this room. So there's just books everywhere.
Okay.
2 more shelves run through the middle where you are currently standing, with
Okay.
a 10-foot wide aisle between them. Several stacks of books are piled high throughout the room, and there are small reading desks and cozy scarlet chairs in the corners. As you look around the room, you discover that this is probably some sort of library.
Right. I'm looking for letter books. The ones we're looking for.
Okay, why don't you give me a perception check, please?
Fuck. Oh no, that's actually good. Alright.
Excellent, amazing. Well, first thing that you find is that on the reading desk, which is pointed in this corner, you see that there is a nice jeweled letter opener, probably worth about 20 gold pieces.
I grab it.
All right, and as you do grab it, and then you see the puzzle book. Oh well, a book, which has the letter R on the spine.
And I grab that as well. Opener and the letter R book. Alright.
You find
I
anything
open
in
the
there?
Once more, you see that there is the face of Mordenkainen there, this kind of like bald wizard with a mustache and a gold.
Okay, I open the book.
As you open the book,
And I start reading.
you look inside, and the writing in there is too hard to comprehend. You don't know what language it is.
Okay. I want to attempt to see if any other books in here. Just check the books and find a similar language.
Okay. As you start walking along, so you move along the checking the books as you go around. You open some of the books, and some of them are in common. There is also a book that's in Halfling as well. This whole kind of is filled with information with subjects of arcana, religion, astrology, planar travel. This is just brief things that you kind of pick up. This is all a mixture, volumes of poetry, mythology, and you go there. As you get to that bookshelf, not that one, the one that you went to, just ahead.
one?
Yeah. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah,
Only you at
shit.
level 2.
I'm gonna move it away. I just want to see what. Oh god.
Oh, no.
Well, you get knocked prone and restrained by this shelf, and you begin to see that the whole shelf begins to all the books begin to start flapping around and begin kind of swarming you. So
It's just like Perriman's worst nightmare.
I scream as loudly as I can.
okay.
I think. Well, I know what I do, but I'll run in when I
Oh
that.
my
God
god.
damn it.
All right.
Wait, what was that?
We'll wait our turn now.
Yeah, Bryn, let's go. You're next.
Oh, okay. Do I see how many books are there?
There are.
Uh,
It's a swarm of books. There's loads of them. There's flapping around.
I'll just run over and swing, and you know what? I'll use the battle axe because why not?
All right.
Yes, you will.
Oh, by the way, I'm guessing the bardic inspiration's gone. I think you said it's been over 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think you already. I don't know if you used it or you didn't use it. I'm not.
Okay, so when I wrote it in my notepad, there's I put D6 bardic inspiration, a checkbox, which was ticked and then crossed out, and then another checkbox which just wasn't touched.
We were given Bardic, not Bardic, but Inspiration by the DMs between session 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah, so
and
I think
then
I may have
we
used
had
that
Bardic.
and the inspiration.
And then again.
I honestly don't know, but I think it's gone anyway. You said it was over 10 minutes, so I'll just roll to hit and see what the
Yeah, inspiration,
that's a
bardic
16?
inspiration.
Yeah, overall there were 3 inspirations, 1 normal and 2 Bardic.
yeah, that's
16.
16.
Does hit. Yeah, roll damage.
Nice.
Cool, good stuff. And I don't know. I think I'll have done a 2-handed slash with this. I don't know. I just kind of swung heavy with a battle axe, see if testing out the weight. That's a bad roll. That's a 7.
Okay. 7 points of damage.
Yeah.
You manage to pin down and cut through a couple of these books, but there's still so many overwhelming Perriman at the moment who is kind of stuck and with his bookshelf toppled.
We need some help in here.
All right. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I don't think I have anything as a bonus action. No, I do not. No, that's it.
Hold up. I will. Sorry, it would have been. Okay, Aki, your turn.
Well, now that I'm no longer a cat, I'm feeling much more optimistic about my chances. So, am I standing now right in front of the door that I should be entering? Is that right, or is it to my left?
It's to your left, just
So
just
it's this one.
Yeah, the square left of me, then through there.
Got you. So in here, okay. So feeling, I guess, a little less confident about his use of ranged fire-based spells, given his very near murder of his closest and only friend. I think at this point, Aki will just rush forward and try to move this bookshelf off of Perriman and try to unpin him.
All right. Go
Wait,
ahead.
so I am pinned by the bookshelf itself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why don't you give me a athletics check?
What
I'm
is it
just
with
wait-
you and household objects, man?
I'm just waiting for Ross to roll a 1. He pulls it and then falls on him.
He just shoves it down. He just sits on it.
All right, as you put you grab your dragonborn claws into the shelf, and you lift it up. You manage to push it all the way up, and Permin, you are no longer restrained.
Nice.
Oh, good.
All right, that was your action.
shot.
Was there
Awesome.
anything else?
Well, feeling a little bit happier that nobody nearly died this time. And still feeling a little weird after the polymorph. Not quite sure what to do next. I think I'd move as into the corner as he can, and kind of sits down on the floor and tries to get his right leg behind his ear to scratch, as if there's something left of there's an instinct left that hasn't quite left his body yet.
All right.
And
As you move
Mhm.
out of the range of the swarm will try to kind of like reach towards you with a bite.
well, that's
Oh.
fair.
That's a 15.
That's a perfect, right? That's on it.
The book club.
That hits.
That will be 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you see all these books start to kind of basically swarm you and kind of climb on top of you. But you manage to move that away as you keep going.
Okay, I think that ends my turn.
All right. After your turn, it is now the swarm's turn.
All right. The swarm will, seeing that that there is a newcomer who just come with a shiny armor, and books are very attracted to shiny things. He will try to hit the paladin.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and you see all these books kind of like climb on top of you and try to swarm you
Yep.
down.
Yep, and it
18
hits. Yep.
Right, so that will be another 6 points of bludgeoning damage as books borders. How you say the spine of the
Yeah.
books start eating you around
Ah,
What, they're not snapping? Come on.
as well.
It's just that one that goes spins and just whacks him across the forehead. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
All
will
the books
be
like
the-
there's always Tolstoy always was a show off.
But that will be the swarm of books. Done.
All right. It is now Brucey boy.
All right, what's he screaming about? What's all this nonsense going here and there? Oh, those books flying! Wait, you know what? Of course. Why wouldn't they be flying in this hellhole? That's 5, 10, 15, 20. Ugh, this is getting beyond a joke, and I'm not finding it the slightest bit funny. And I'm going to swing at them with my maul.
Right.
Oh,
Did
come
we skip,
on! Come on!
Oh boy.
I am using my
No, no,
point
no.
of inspiration.
Yeah, yeah.
Using it.
Cool.
I'm re-rolling that. This is
I'm
what I
dead.
saved it for.
Go ahead.
Bruce is upset. He can't get angry despite the fact he really wants to kill them.
That's better.
Much better. Thank you.
You swing your maul and you swing it down towards these books, but you realize there's a bookshelf in front of you, but you don't care, and you break the bookshelf in front of you as well, swinging on top of these books, and they just kind of, some of them kind of get crushed and trampled underneath your weight of your maul. But hefty blow. Still up though.
Yeah.
There's still some flapping around.
Yeah, that was the most Bruce thing ever. Just see there's a bookshelf in my way. Don't care. That's me done.
All right. After that, Dorothy, it is your turn.
All right. Dorothy will gingerly walk a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she will enter the room, look at those books, and go like, "Oh, again, we're in trouble. These books are so dusty. I cannot. It disgusts me just looking at them." And she will cast vicious mockery on them as she says those words.
As she casts vicious
I knew-
mockery, nothing happens.
Mhm. Oh, damn it. And she will kind of like slowly move back with her 5 feet of movement left and move out of a
I'm
little
sure there's
to
a
the
joke
side.
somewhere about the spoken and the written word.
Right?
I don't know. I guess they cannot understand me. But whatever. And that will be her turn.
All right. At the end of Dorothy's turn, Perimin, you are prone on the floor at the moment, but
Okay.
not pinned anymore.
All right. So, if I stand up, that takes all of my movement, or half of my movement, or an action.
Half.
How does
Half
that
of your
work for
movement.
you? Half my movement. Okay. All right. So tell me if I can do this. I have a tinder box.
Okay.
I want to attempt to light at least one of these fucking books on fire right now. Just like stand up, take out the tinder box, grab a book, light it, the whole thing of lighting them up. But I want to stand up specifically
Okay, so you're gonna stand
before
up.
anything. Yeah.
You wanna light a tinderbox. It's gonna be an improvise, and you wanna grab one, right? So I'll say make a
Yes.
grapple check. Let's say you've got the tinderbox lit, and this is all part of your action and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's lit. It's burning now. If you grapple this, then I will say you can have a. Well, it probably
So I
will be
roll a straight dex, right?
You do athletics.
Athletics. Right. Haha, dude. I got you.
You rolled acrobatics, but it doesn't matter. It's athletics. It's
Oh,
still
wait,
going to be him
shit.
anyway. You're
Oh,
going to be him
fuck.
anyway. It's fine. I don't think.
I can roll athletics if you want me to.
I think you have a plus something to it anyway, right?
+3, yes.
So you would.
So even if I roll a 1, I still match it.
Well, actually roll it, because if you roll a 1, then you might fail.
Exactly. So.
Ooh,
Yeah,
close.
good. So close.
All right.
Lord.
As you do, roll a d6. This is going to be a d6 fire
D6.
damage.
Give me a d6. Yeah. That's 6. Oh my god. Yes.
Nice. All right.
Burn that shit.
I'll leave it to Cisco.
As you start with your new conspiracy to set these books on fire, you see that they start retreating in a very unusual way, and they are panicked as you start getting the fire very, very close to it. You feel with your experience that this will be the end of these books. Will you mind describing to us how you kill this swarm of animated books, please?
Yeah, so I grab the nearest book that I have right next to me. I just grab it, light my tinder box, and I put the lit tinder right next to one of its loose pages, just holding it like this. And I shake it around just a little bit. I look at it and I say, "Do you see this? This is your end." And I throw it at the next book. And it's just like I'm trying to get a chain reaction going. Just all of the books just like hitting each other, flying, and just fire everywhere.
All right.
Yeah, and they do. And you actually see that when you hit them with the fire seems to be expanding so much more than a normal fire on these books. Nice.
They burn away and they fizzle into dust. And what you realize is after they've been burnt, and when the fire goes on to the other areas around, it kind of diminishes and fades away as well. So it doesn't linger, the fire. After a while as well, in your tinder as well, that you burnt also kind of fizzles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
At some
tinder
point,
do I have?
Dorothy will cast Mage Hand and kind of like start slapping around with the Mage Hand gently to put out the fire, I guess.
Why do we keep leaving you alone, Paramin?
What is it with you and inanimate objects?
Okay.
I mean, the bookcase wasn't even fighting back.
I don't think that was a mimic.
Well, it fought me.
Don't talk to me about mimics. I hate mimics.
Can I roll an intelligence check to see if Bruce thinks that the bookcase was in fact a mimic?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask the DM. So I lit
Yes.
up the tinder in the tinder box, but I still have the fire steel and everything. Do I just keep the tinder box in my inventory in that case?
Yeah, just keep the tinder. You just need to collect more tinder, basically. That's
Okay.
it. Keep the tinder.
All right.
That was definitely a mimic.
Yeah.
You don't-
I mean, I leave it to Mo, but I will say with a 7, you can think whatever you think it will be.
Bruce is convinced there was in fact a mimic, and those are all its little mimic babies.
I swing at the bookshelf. Actually, no. I want to check if I see Bruce believes still that it's a mimic, just like
Oh, he's saying that.
if he's angry.
He's saying that's definitely a mimic, and it was actually mimic babies that we just killed.
I swing at the bookshelf just to perpetuate the lie.
I'd like to. I'm joining in as well, and Bruce and Paramount is joining in, smashing up the remainder of the bookcase.
All right, you continue to
Can
wail on it.
Can I roll an intelligence check to just see if it's actually a mimic?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure.
This will be the only nat 20 I get. Oh, wow, a 17.
Oh, okay.
With the 17, you realize is that the mimic that you saw before had a much more kind of monstrosity kind of visage to it, but these would just look like books that were moving around, you know, like animated, like the broom that was beating up Paramin. But
I hate books.
but they seem to be now docile. They're not moving anymore.
You know what? Just gonna keep that to myself. I'm just gonna leave them to it. They seem to be having a hell of a day.
This is improving my mood.
Aki
You know
sees
what?
you go and still
Okay.
munching on something follows.
All right. I walk up to Aki and I pull out the letter opener in front of him, and I just like see what I found.
Oh, another knife. Very fitting.
It's I am the one from the bush, and I know it's a letter opener. Come on.
Did you
want
find
it?
anything important, Paramin?
I scream through the door. It's like, yeah, the book with an R on it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Was that
Um,
us up to 3 now?
Yeah. I, B, and R.
Well, it said in that other book there was 7 lettered book spines or something like that. So we've got 4 to go. We're not even halfway.
It's gonna take a minute.
I bet they're all in
I'm
the
sure we'll find
observatory.
them. Hopefully.
I suggest we take a rest in this room right here because we just killed whatever is in here, so that's a safe place. And I won't.
Yes, but you made it all full of ash. I'm gonna get my dress dirty. We should sleep on the next room.
Gotta get your hands dirty, lady, sometimes.
I do, but not my dress.
All right, how you?
See, if the broom didn't try to kill me, we would have one right now.
Are you attempting to take a short rest or long rest?
A long rest.
Long rest.
I'm attempting. I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, I'll kind of like push some of the ash away with like I have a shovel on me for some reason. I'll try and push some of the ash away and then put my bedroll down. I guess
You have
if
a
we take a long rest.
shovel.
Yeah, I have a shovel.
Just like pull the satchel's like.
Yeah,
Magic
it's just there. It's in the backpack.
Bryn, where
Because-
did you get that shovel?
Yes, I'm sure
I
you
have
used to
my
bury
ways. I have my ways.
Actually, I take out some of the books from the bookshelves and I like set it on the floor in like a bed shape. Like, there you go, you entitled lady.
Are you making a bed for Dorothy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I point to it and it's like, lay
I
down.
also kind of like gets her bed, her sleeping bag out and put it placely on top of it. It looks very nice and well adorned with
bed
flowers.
manners.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
But before we go to sleep, I'm gonna kind of shut the door once we're all in the room and then divine sense one last time, just to make sure like nothing else is in there evil other than Paramin.
as you
We established that, alright?
as you cast it, you still get the same pings. Nothing extra comes through to your mind.
Right then, yeah.
All right. As you prep in the library to rest for to get a long rest, is there anything else anyone wanted to do or say?
I want to drink the fairy dragon blood
All right.
as like ritually as a way of communing with Grumsh.
Okay, okay. As you begin to prepare and get the vial of blood out, and you sit there ready to consume this vial, and you focus on Grumish. Give me. Actually, when you do think, normally when you have this kind of ritual and you think you feel the presence of your deity, of your god, or of Grumish around you, and you get these feelings. But in this place, it seems to be absent.
Hmm.
Do you still consume the blood?
I drink the blood anyway.
As you drink the blood, it tastes cold, but it still tastes like blood. It's still got this kind of metallic essence to it, but that's what it tastes like. There's no, it's thick, but that's it.
Okay, well, in 10 rounds, I'm gonna be rolling constitution saves or something.
No.
There's a kitchen right down the hall.
Do you drink blood often for your rituals? Is it something you are accustomed to, or?
Yeah, it's like I'm trying. It's like not divine intervention, the cleric spell where they can ask like 3
Commune.
questions. Yeah, commune.
All right.
It's similar to this, but there is no actual answer. You know, I just take the swig it.
So
I
you
would
drink
say
blood,
that-
sit in the corner, and ask yourself questions.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I mean, if you do drink blood regularly, if you want to do the Constitution save with advantage, if Mo is okay with it, but up to you. Mo.
I don't think it needs it. I don't think there's actually any effect from drinking. Their blood is not really got poisoned or anything like
I
that.
just
so-
assume so because it's a fake creature and there's a bunch of bullshit there. So I don't know.
Do I see him do this?
You do it openly, right? You don't hide it.
Yeah, just middle of the room, basically. Whatever.
Can I roll an
it's
intelligence check to make sure he's not a vampire?
Sure. It would be an inside check.
Ah, shit, I just rolled straight intelligence. Should I re-roll it because it was really crappy?
Yeah, roll an insight.
Great.
Oh,
30-20.
You watch him consume this vial, but with your knowledge and stuff about perhaps what you know about vampires themselves, they generally don't drink other creatures' blood apart from like humanoid and stuff like that. So
I'm gonna be a little cautious, but I'm gonna just... Yeah, I'm not gonna sleep close to Perrin tonight.
yeah, you know Perriman, he's
Yeah.
crazy. He does
Yeah.
crazy shit. So
Weird
Yeah,
guy.
you also
just-
know
I can never
that
read
your
that guy.
You know that your divine sense will recall if it was a
Yeah,
vampire.
that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, it does
weird
beep
guy.
because I'm evil.
Let's be honest. Does anyone want to sleep near Perriman during the night?
No, I kick a lot. Don't worry. Sometimes I swing the axe. You know. It's,
Good. I'm a biter. Does the door to this room open into the room or out into the hallway? When we came in.
It opens into the room.
That's a good fucking question.
Right.
Yeah.
In which case, I drag a chair over in front of it and sit down in that with every intention of sleeping there. So it can open into the room.
Okay. Dorothy moves out the way. Goes next to where Perriman set the table. Rolls out. And you sit there. Okay. So is anyone taking any watches or anything like that? Or you're all just going to just...
I'd like to.
You want to? You want to take the first
Yeah.
watch? Alright.
I'll take the second watch.
Alright. Any...
Are we swapping seats when we do this?
Sure.
Okay. In that case, I'll take first. I'm already here. Why not?
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Then I'll take second, and I guess Bryn will take third.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Alright. As you sit there.
Inexplicably, in his short coat, Aki is pulling out ridiculous amounts of food. There shouldn't be any pockets left, but as everyone will fall asleep, he will still be eating.
Make a perception check, Aki.
Vital.
Oh, we're dead.
Only if I have to shoot something.
As you're chewing away on the food that you've taken from the pantry, there's a moment towards the end of your watch where you begin to hear kind of scratches on the door. And it stops for a bit. And then more.
That shit terrifies me. Like, actually.
Just to be clear, where's Hamish 1 and Hamish 2?
That's where my mind was going.
Not in the room.
What happens to a cat when it's left in miasma?
The miasma's sealed in that room.
Yeah.
I don't open the door.
In the broom. Hey.
All right.
No.
After a little while, it stops, and your watch is over.
Lovely. I guess I go over and shake Peregrine awake and do my best to dodge the reflexive knife.
I grab my
lunge.
knife.
Ah! You're up.
All right.
He'll lie down flat on the table.
All right.
It's like planks.
Vermin, you don't really
Yes.
need to make a check, because as you sit there and you listen out, nothing happens, and your watch is over.
Okay. Back to sleep.
Do you wake Bryn up?
Nope.
Okay.
I completely forgot. Actually, can I roll to check if I remember to wake up Bryn?
Sure. Just make an intelligence check. We'll make a history check, actually. Let me
Alright. Yeah, okay. I wake him up.
make-
Get up! And I kick him.
Oh.
It's like,
Hold
get
on,
up,
hold
like on the boot.
Your
turn.
I'll just. Yeah, sure,
And I
sure,
leave. And I go to bed.
sure. Right. Did anything happen while I was asleep that I should be
am
aware of?
snoring already.
God, that was fast.
You sit on the chair and you wait. Make another you make a perception check.
17.
You begin to hear scratching on the door.
Does it seem to be like a very kind of small scratching, like maybe a cat, or does it seem to be something a bit larger?
With that perception, you check it's something tiny. It's something that's coming from below your chair. Against the door.
I thought Perrin. Is Perrin under there? I gotta ask. There's probably nothing.
Alright.
Meanwhile, the cats are starving.
After a short while, the scratching stops, and your watch is over. There's a final watch. Who do you want to just wake up for the final watch?
I think we'll all be fine. Like, no one said. I thought about that. No one really said about a final watch. I think I'll go back to sleep.
Alright.
Yeah, should be good.
Okay. As you fall back to sleep, and a few hours pass, you all begin to feel replenished and full health, and all your spell slots come back. And after 8 hours, you wake up. The chair remains to where it is, yeah, you're all awake, fully rested.
Oh,
So,
my, my goodness, yes. Where are I don't recognize this room, and oh, by Jove, where's my shirt? Everyone,
you not
happened?
remember?
You look fantastic. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Bruce blushes and says, thank you, my friend. Bryn, let's just say hypothetically, I don't remember.
Oh, does Bryn have the heart to tell him? Well, we have gotten into more battles, as you are obviously we always do.
Aki shimmies up the side of Bryn, ready to shut him up if he has to.
How, I guess, if I had to ask a favourite body part of yours, where on the tier list would your left nipple be, hypothetically?
What? He looks down. What on earth? It's gone! What the deuce?
We need to get out of here, and that's all I'm going to say, and then just going to kind of plant my head down in shame.
Oh, I don't like this place. I really don't like this place. Wait, hang on. Where's Hamish? Hamish? Everyone?
What is this ruckus about?
I need to know where Hamish is. I need to know where my shirt is. And yes, where's Hamish and where's my shirt?
We let the cats outside. They must be there. And at this point, Dorothy's putting her morning makeup and fixing her face up and brushing her hair and making herself decent.
Does she have morning hair still? Like, is she?
Yeah.
I look at her and I laugh the shit out of it. It's like, look at you, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. You see this?
You see that? She's not happy about it. Oh, God. She kind of goes to a corner to fix herself further.
Pen is so mean. I don't want to do this.
Sir Halfling, you are being rude.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with her. And I want to open the door, just like take away the chair and go out.
You move the door, you open the door, and you're back into this corridor.
And I'm dead because miasma or some shit. I'm just waiting. I'm really just waiting at this point.
No, I think nothing happens.
Alright. Oh! Hamish!
What? Oh, have you found him? Oh. No.
Them, Bryn, Bruce, there's two.
What?
There's the cats multiplied.
Oh.
Hamish!
Out of
Oh!
character, I
I'm so
forgot.
happy you're okay.
As you come close, they go past your leg and to go towards Aki.
Okay.
It's a cat thing. It's a cat.
I suppose.
I walk up to Bruce, I grab his shoulder and I say, rejects are horrible, I know how that feels. Don't
Bruce.
worry about it.
Bruce says a quick tear. I suppose you're right. Wait a minute. What? What? He points at the second
And
cat that's appeared.
I continue forward.
Wait a minute. Are they identical?
Yeah.
Did we establish them?
Yeah, they were.
I didn't look like them.
But you didn't look like them, no.
Interesting.
Right, above game,
Okay.
Bruce does not remember someone suggesting that these cats might not be cats, so he cannot make any
I
conclusions.
think someone
here.
made a check and figured out that they were just cats as well.
I did.
Okay.
I did the roll.
You all see Paramin go left down these kind of steps that go up, and you see him kind of going up these steps. Do you guys follow suit?
We really need a leash on him.
Well,
We should probably follow him.
Where's
Yeah,
the?
let's-
Can you drive me?
Yeah. Just
Let's get up there before a chandelier kicks his ass or something.
all right.
Check him whispers.
Boop.
a chandelier? What on earth are you talking about, Aki?
You remember the broom problem?
Hold up, Paramin, before you.
Yes, mom. Yes, mom.
Yeah, there you go.
There was a broom problem, and then there was a chair problem, and then there was a bookshelf problem, and all the books problem.
If I can get
This is truly not a nice place.
I'm gonna.
No,
move
I'll
this.
say to Aki, I don't think he remembers the chair and the fire situation. Wink, wink.
Who mentioned of what fire?
Doesn't matter then.
You keep talking about a fire.
The chair had magic.
All right.
Oh, of course. Of course, why not?
As you come up these steps, Paramin, you're the first one to go up these steps. Let me just give me 1 second. Can everyone just shout out their passive perceptions to me, please? Sorry.
Ooh, let me
It
check.
is 13 for Paramin.
11.
14
13.
for Bruce.
13 for Aki.
And Bryn?
And
It's 11. I think my mic was on mute, sorry.
That's all right.
and Dorothy is 15 actually.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Everyone
Yeah.
apart from Bryn. As you, Paramin, as you come up the stairs, first thing that you see is a suit of armor holding a longsword, pointed kind of down. You know, like holding the handle
Yeah.
and pointed down.
Yeah.
It sits upon a kind of like a wooden stand in front of a large window behind it. It looks decorative, though the helmet and the sword are genuine items of good quality. Everyone above the so apart from Bryn, everyone sees that just above the armor there is this kind of light shining above on the ceiling. Like there's a slight crack, and there's kind of light coming from there.
Okay.
No miasma coming through.
No,
As it
no.
were.
No. As you go up the stairs, there's a door to your right immediately. So where Bryn is, just to the right of him, and Paramin, just to your while you're going down that place, there's a door to your left.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'm rushing in,
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
that's not good.
and I want to do what I wrote to you in this verse.
Did you whisper it to?
No, just on Discord.
Okay, Cisco. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, let me just have a
Okay.
look.
While he looks
Alright.
at, I'll go to the rest of him. So what are the rest of you guys doing, Bryn?
Should we just follow him? I mean, he's gonna get hurt.
Would be
I
sensible.
I don't feel good about walking past inanimate objects here, and that one's got a sword.
I'll just. Is it close to me?
It's right next
Yeah,
to him. I think.
Paramin's
Right,
Paramin's already walked past it. Like you just ran past it.
Right. I'll Well, the little one walked past it. I think it's fine. Hopefully, then I'll walk past, but I'll try and like keep an eye on it, but try and also make it seem like Aki can't see that I'm trying to keep an eye on it.
As you slowly walk past it, nothing happens, and you manage to walk past it.
See, nothing to worry about as I hide the fact that I almost shit myself.
Fun save.
Would you like guys to go back on initiative more, or do you want to just like keep like we're doing?
So Aki's had his turn. Bryn. So Paramin had his turn. Let's assume Bryn just moved across. Where are you moving to? Are you going to follow him into the room, or you just?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So let's go to.
Before you get there, just Paramin, make a perception check. Just a quick second, breathe.
Please be an at 20. Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay. So Paramin is looking for things. You see that there is if you allow me more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once you enter the room, you see that there is a wooden tables covered with glass vessels, books, cabinets, glass doors lined on the walls, and they contain all manner of specimens. Just below the ceiling, in the middle of the room, colorful globes circle each other in an intricate dance. The far wall is almost completely covered with a map of the night sky and a golden sunburst in the center above the closed door. And as you do that perception check, you see that the cabinets have bones, mounted animal, rock minerals, plants, jars, and creatures floating in liquid. So what would you like to do based on what you see here?
Okay,
Also, you
I'd
see
like to. Yeah, I'd like to grab one of the jars with the floating creatures. I'm guessing they're alive, right? They're just in there, or they're just like
No,
suspended.
they're just kind of like dead creatures. You see that they
Okay.
are some kind of experiment similar to what you saw in other rooms.
Okay, so I'm guessing the door opens into the room, like the other ones, yeah? So, like I wrote, I don't want to spoil it. Like I wrote,
Yeah.
you know, like the joke that like halfway.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay. Hey, come on, dude, roll it. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. So,
Fuck.
all right. You think that you set up a really good device and something on the door. However, as Bryn, make a fate roll, please, just before anything. As well.
Me or
For Peremin, sorry.
For me, okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Call it.
I call it high or low.
Oh boy.
All right. So, Bryn, as you enter the door, as you push the door open, for a second you hear a clanging just above you, and as you look, you see this bottle with a creature on it that all of a sudden falls back into Peremin and smash Peremin. Make a dexterity saving throw, Peremin.
I got you.
As you kind of realize that he was trying to set some kind of mock joke.
Ah.
All right, you move out of the way as this creature, like a dead creature, kind of like looking like some weird impish kind of fake creature, smashed on the floor on this jar, and you enter the room, Brim, and you ascertain that Peremin was being cheeky, but his prank didn't work as he wanted.
God damn it.
what were you trying to do?
Play a prank. Come on.
Probably not the best time. Is there anything in here? And I'll start to look around.
I convey to him what you conveyed to me, what I've seen, like the whole explanation of the jars and everything, and the floating gloves, and the star map and everything.
So
You see that I
No
miss
books?
as well books, a lot of books.
any of the ones we're looking for, or should I roll investigation?
Too busy fucking with you.
Yeah, make an investigation, but let me just get back to you. So the three of you make an investigation check, and then I'll just say, Bruce, Aki, what would you like to do? Are you going to follow them, or are you going to go to the room to your right?
I think I would like to go into the room to the right.
All right.
I'll go with him. I was muted. Sorry. I'll go with him. As we're walking, I go, Aki, I think we should check out the armored suit with the sword. It looks rather valuable. And oh, you've already left. Oh no, there you are.
You know, I like a good coat. I don't like armor. What am I going to do with a sword?
Well,
Really?
I mean, it looks valuable.
I'm going to look it around. And helmets never fit me with a.
Oh.
Never mind. You don't want a helmet? I mean, we've talked about getting you a hat before.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure a helmet would really suit me. That sort of thing. Not really. I'm just wondering that we can make some money out of it. I mean, we're not exactly wealthy.
No, we're not.
But we'll
And I
check it out.
suppose
Later.
I do have to buy a new coat now, and I guess I owe you a shirt.
You what?
Nothing. And I just blow past them into the next room.
All right. So there's where Bruce is standing, south of him, there's one room, and then the opposite side, there is also another door, which is left ajar, which is open as well.
Before
right. Oh,
The one
Before
in
we do
front.
anything, Ross, I'm going to go and adjust the light here because it is getting a bit dark. Bruce is basically just going where Aki's going. He's just he's rather easily led. So 1 second.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, which room would you like to?
I think the ajar door is a little too much to resist, so I'll have a look in this one at the end of the corridor.
All right.
I can get in this far.
As you enter into the room, you see a canopied bed with rich scarlet curtains occupies one corner. There is a jug and a wash basin stand on top of a chest of drawers, and a fluffy black cat, which looks identical to the one that you have seen downstairs, is napping on a scarlet easy chair. One wall is covered with a large painting of a gold dragon perched heroically on a mountain top.
Hey, Bruce, we found Hamish 3.
You what? Hold on a second. Need to just do something. I've lost track of all my tabs.
I wondered.
Beauty. Dorothy says as she follows you around. Yeah, that check was for Bruce to see if he can figure out what he says on the book. I'll leave
Am
it to
I?
you.
Am I in the room with Aki?
Yeah, you stepped into the room. and stuff like that.
Okay. So I was checking out the book. All right. So I've rolled rather badly.
Did I mention a book? Sorry, what was that? Yeah, sorry.
No, do you mean Bryn for the investigation on the book?
Oh, you mean Bryn, right? No, Bruce.
I mean Bruce. Yeah, no, but he rolled it already. It's
I'm confused. I'm
Right.
getting confused. No, it's Bryn. He was looking around to see if there was a book in that room. So we'll jump back as you guys enter into this room. Both Bruce and Aki make a perception check, and then we'll go back to where Bryn was looking around. Bryn, as you go into that room, you see that. Wait, I forgot what number that is.
I'd like to check as well.
You roll as well. With your perception check, I'm going to give you two things as well. So, Bryn, as you look around, you do see one of those books with the letter on the spine as well, and this one actually has the letter T on it. As you look around with your roll. Apart from that, it seems like another laboratory, similar to the one kind of downstairs.
Right, okay. I rolled a 14 on the investigation and a 21 on the perception.
Yeah.
But I'll grab that book and tell Paramin about it.
And
Can you actually give me the book? I'm putting them in my backpack, so I want to hold on to that one as well, just so we don't overcarry it.
Yeah, why not? You can have the book.
All right. What's the letter on it?
T.
T. Okay.
All right.
No
You
letter.
can spell the word Brit.
Before I pocket it, I want to open it.
As you open this book, again, it's same kind of writing, which you have no understanding of what it says.
Okay.
Can
Mordekainen on the front, right? Classic. Okay.
Can I look over his shoulder and kind of see if I understand it at all?
You look at it again. This does make no sense to you at all, as well.
Fair enough.
Out of character, someone did read one of these books, if I remember.
The only book that you've managed to read is the one that was given to you, which you picked up outside, which had some notes and writing on it and stuff like that. But the ones that you found in here, none of them had any understanding of the writing inside.
Okay.
Both of you, with your natural 20 perception check and your as well as you, Paramin, what you notice is on the wall there is where the description of the night sky. You see that there are 5 prominent stars that kind of come out. They're not like a constellation. They're just specifically stars. They're like suns, but they're silver, and that's kind of what you pick up. And it's on this side of the wall, like this entire wall over here. It's just that there are 5 of them that kind of you notice, and it kind of intrigues you. And even when you get closer as well, there has this kind of slight magical aura around it. There's nothing. It's a visual aura, but it just it piques your interest.
That's very nice. Should we catch up with the others? Tell them we found another book.
No, that's not all. I look at the gloves and I try to grab them.
Sorry, what?
There is Cisco mentioned dancing gloves, like flying dancing gloves. Something like this, or did I miss here?
Globes.
Let me just
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So yeah. As you reach up, they're magical globes. As you touch them, they just feel like light. But the way they're kind of put together, it looks like they're supposed to be some sort of kind of like a planetary orbiting. But it illuminates the
Globes.
room as well. Yeah.
I pocket them.
Okay. Start pulling them down. You put them in your pocket. Your pockets now glow.
I give two just like big balls glowing from my pants.
There is
awesome.
On the opposite side there is a door that's past this kind of visual representation of some sort of star map, which is there. But before you guys go there, back into the other room, Bruce and Aki. Oh yeah, that's more than enough. Bruce noticed it first. Bruce, you notice that there is another book as well in this room, which has the face of the mage and has a letter E on the spine of it.
Two more.
Is he there?
I can't hear you, Andy.
Sorry about that. I'm just making a note that I have the book. I will be making a note as well that I will be just checking at the cat as well. And what was the letter on the spine?
E for echo.
Thank you. Okay, I take the book. I say, Aki, I do believe this is one of those books that we're looking for. Letter E. And, oh, my goodness! It's...
Meow.
Is this cat identical to Hamish?
Mm-hmm.
I roll animal handling.
All right, go ahead.
I give it a scratch.
Yeah, it steps off the little sofa. I mean the chair and starts rubbing itself against your leg.
Oh, hello. You're very friendly.
I don't know if you remember, Bruce, but we may have an idea that cats weren't cats, and now maybe somebody thought they, after a good look, could be in fact cats. I still think that these might be the people we're looking for.
I thought we were trying to find our way out.
Yeah, but I think we were also looking for the owner of the spooky house while the stuff that keeps trying to kill us.
Okay.
There's a good chance this person is a cat.
Okay.
And I don't know if Hamish 1, 2, or 3, we can just like pick one at random and try and uncat them. But just, it's rubbing against your leg. It might turn out to be a 45-year-old dwarf, just so you know.
One second. I turn around to the cat and I go, Hamish 3, are you a cat? If you're a cat, nod your head.
Meow.
Aki, I don't think this is a dwarf.
Wait. If it attacks you again, it's on you. Aki's going to go and see if he can have a closer look at the bed and the bedside table here and see if there's any evidence of when it was last used or how long people may have been missing from here.
Yeah, the bed looks like it's untouched. Probably the homunculi have sorted this room out, but the bed is pristine, ready to be slept in once again. And you also see that the drawer, sorry, what was it? The scarlet, the jug and washbins, where the jug and the wash basin stands. It's got clear water in there, which is fresh, and yeah.
That's clearly fresh, clear water.
Mhm.
It's not unclearly something else entirely.
Mhm.
Okay. No longer trusting anything he sees in here. Cats, water, beds, chairs that attack him.
Yeah, there's a dresser there as well, which is currently closed.
Okay. Then I'll have a rifle through the dresser, but I'm not going anywhere near that water.
Alright, as you reach for the dresser's drawer and you open it, it contains elegant, well-made robes. The lower drawers, as you open them as well, got more like tunics and dresses, but apart from that, that's it. But they're all female clothes.
Ah, well, that's disappointing. Dorothy, anything that might be of interest to you here if you feel our bedding down was a little mucky last night?
Oh, that's nice. There is some nice dresses here. I like this one. She will pick up one, the most beautiful one, if that's okay, and starts folding it very nicely and put it inside her backpack.
Okay.
Would they fit her? Is it like human looking, or is she gonna be a bit short on her? I guess.
The only way she's gonna know is if she puts it on.
She will just kind of like put it like this, you know, like girls do, kind of just see how short it is, to see if it's too short, then she will not take it.
Well, the length of it's not the problem; it's the width of it.
Oh.
Are you really going there?
Yeah.
I think
Cancelled
you all
Lanham.
probably. I think you probably all noticed that she's not. She's very curvaceous. She's not a thin. Dorothy's not thin.
Just say the word. She's thick. Come on.
No, it's not true. She's just big hipped.
You got buns.
I'm a bit tipsy. I'm sorry.
Curvy, a nice way, like Brazilian, no? Looking.
Statuesque.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could.
We will pocket it anyway.
Yeah, you could adjust it, and amend it. Yeah.
All right. I'll
All
make a note. Was it flowery with nice flowers on it? If that's cool.
Not flowers. They're more plain clothes, but they're quite elegant.
All right. I'll make a note. Elegant dress. All right.
All right, and as you look around, you do see there is there is a door there, which kind of is closed currently at the moment.
Okay, you bring in
But
the cat.
There is a little bit. There is a like glass that you can see through from that.
So I can look through the window of the door.
Mhm.
Okay, if I peek in, what can I see from here?
Yeah, as you look through the door, it leads to what you could think is a balcony, which is lined with like slate on the floor. There's got colorful flowers. You can see the miasma all around. Apart from that, that's it.
Okay, not going out there. Let's not smash this window like the one downstairs, huh?
I agree. I agree. Shall we go and check out that suit of armor? It does look valuable, and we could do with some cash.
Yeah. Do you think sword would be too much for me? I'm concerned next time I use my walking stick, I'm going to snap it in half.
I don't know. If it's no use to you, or it looks rather ceremonial, it could just be good for. Maybe it's just valuable for selling.
Well, I'll take it one way or the other. Maybe it will come in handy anyway. It's not like I'm going to be able to smack someone with the stick to death anyway.
I would much rather you set them on fire, personally.
Sure. Aki leaves hastily again, avoiding that particular question.
All right.
But yeah.
Hamish, come with us.
Yeah.
All right,
He follows.
he follows you, and as you all begin to move, there is another door that leads south from you, Aki. But before you enter into that room, let's see what Bryn and Perriman would like to do. So, as before, there is a door that leads there, and it seems like everything in this room that you have looked around and found interest has been searched for. What would you two like to do?
I'm going, and I call out to Brim. It's like, hey, let's go. Let's check it out.
Fine. Let's go. But if you die, it's on your own head.
It's
kind
always
of
in
a
my
bit
own
done
head.
with his shit.
All right.
No, but I'll follow him in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we did.
All right. As you
Oh,
both
boy.
step into this room, the first thing, well, Paramin barely sees anything at first. It's a dark room, but Bryn, with your dark vision, you can begin to see kind of the space around you.
Can I cast light and touch an object? Can I touch light on my axe and
Do I
like
see
kind of
him doing that?
shine?
Yeah, you can. I think you could you can barely see him enter the room as well. You see it
Okay.
from the light from the outside of the room. Yeah.
All right. I won't do the thing then.
All right. The first thing that you guys feel is when you step into this room, it feels like you're stepping on earth, on soil. And you begin to feel this kind of soft breeze. You don't know where it's coming from. Immediately, Bryn, you begin to see kind of in front of you, there are multiple telescopes which have been affixed on this kind of bronze plate. There is also, as you, yeah, so they're kind of like they're on these like kind of brass stands. And as you look around, you can see that there's 5 telescopes. Also,
I'll
Of course.
when you look above you, you see a beautiful starry night sky.
I'll this telescope here on the front. I'll cast light on that to kind of illuminate the room a bit more for Harriman, because other than his
I can't see
pocket,
shit.
there's not much going on.
All right. As you do that, you light the area up. You see Paramin, but the stars begin to kind of, with the light in front of you, begin to kind of fade away.
This is odd room. Pyramid, do you see anything with the lights turned on a bit?
No, Dungeon Masters, I don't. Do I see anything?
You only see what he's littered up around you. So you see the telescopes now more clearly around you, 5 of them. There is no, apart from the door behind you, which is kind of left open at the moment, you don't see any other doors around. And the only thing that you would normally see when the lights were off was the kind of the starry sky night above you.
Are there any books? Sorry.
When you look around, there is no books in here.
Just to point out as well, when you look down up to the sky, you see that the stars shine with almost a fierce light. It's a very, very weird illumination each star has.
I want to chuck my axe up into the sky, just like trying to look for a ceiling, I guess, throwing it up.
Why are you... Okay.
All right, as you throw it goes up. Let me just quickly read. Let me just make sure.
And never comes down.
Like I'm trying to chuck it as far up as possible, just like shoving it there.
Okay. As you throw it right straight up, it goes up, and then it comes straight down, and lands on the ground, and then right next to you.
Well, I look at Bryn, or wherever I think he is. Well, I'm gonna grab my knife, and I think we should leave this, go meet with the others, because there is no roof here.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. One second, I'm good. I heard a loud bang. I'm going to go check on my flatmate. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll come back to you guys in a second, and let's just see what Bruce and Aki would like to do. All right, Bruce, Aki.
Well, I'm hoping we go check out this suit of armor. So will Aki join Bruce or?
Aki is having trouble walking past the door that he hasn't looked in yet because he doesn't like things sneaking up behind him. He's remembering the walking hand fiasco that Bryn left him in before. So he's going to have a look in this room and see what's going on in here.
All right. As you step into that room, let me explain of what you see. As you enter, each corner of this this pleasant room has a scarlet armchair and a reading table piled with books really high. There's a cheery fire that burns in the fireplace, a pair of swords that sit in the rack above the fireplace, and the heads of various animals that are mounted on the wall. These are probably trophy heads. They look like one is a stag, one is a wolf, a peregrine, a hellhound, and also a black dragon webling. Not a big dragon, but kind of like a baby dragon. But it's purely kind of decorative.
Well, I'm a little uneasy about the dragon head on the wall. That's a bit uncomfortable. Can we have a closer look at the books that are piled high and see if any of them look like what we're looking for?
Just make an investigation check.
Come on, not a 1. Close.
All right. As you approach the on the table on the other side of the bookcase, you do see the book that you're looking for, and it has the letter Y on it, on its spine.
Why?
Why?
Can I also have a look at those 2 swords that are mounted on the wall, since we're interested in those out there too, so we can have a comparison.
There is a where there's like it's on each side, and underneath it there's like a little writing on it, and it says, "Lying next to the chest were the bones of the Captain Scornblade himself, still clutching his rusty sword. Imagine my surprise when the blade flew from his bone grasp. Still got the scar." And it says, "Levity quick stitch." It's like a quote.
When the sword flew from his grasp. Okay. Little nervous now. Bad experiences with various flying things that weren't what they claimed to be. But that's cool. And shiny. So I think if it's possible to get that out of its mounting, Aki would try.
You reach for the sword. All right. Immediately as you touch the sword, you see them fly off the wall, and as they do, I will throw them into the initiative.
Yeah, they are there already.
Oh, they're there.
You should have come with me.
I'll just
roll.
roll them in. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
All right, let me just throw them into where they should be going. Pop.
Yeah.
Pop, 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 pop. All right, so that's their turn order. That was you, Aki. I will place you next to the sword where you were.
Should we take a little break, actually?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea as well to go on to a little break as well. So, we will return back in 15 minutes, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you back and see where these guys, either Aki stays alive or he dies right here.
Yeah.
Hanger.
All right. See you guys in a bit.
See you soon. Yeah, don't go.